Tangle. Rapunzel had long, long hair and lived in a tall, tall tower. Her hair was long, and as long as the tower was tall. When Mother Gothel came every day, she called, "Rapunzel, let down your hair." And Rapunzel pulled Mother Gothel up into the tower. Rapunzel's hair was magical. It kept Mother Gothel young and beautiful. Rapunzel did not know that Mother Gothel had stolen her from her real parents, the king and queen. Mother Gothel wanted the magical hair all for herself. Mother Gothel never let Rapunzel leave the tower. She told Rapunzel that the bad people wanted to take her magical hair. Rapunzel had one friend, a chameleon named Pascal. Once a year on her birthday, Rapunzel saw sparkling lights floating into the sky. She wished she could leave the tower and see the lights up close. They seemed meant for her. One day, just before Rapunzel's 18th birthday, a thief named Flynn was running through the forest. He had stolen the lost princess's crown while trying to get away from Maximus, a determined horse. He's from the royal guard. Flynn found Rapunzel's tower. Flynn climbed the tower and to hide. Rapunzel had never seen another person besides Mother Gothel. Rapunzel thought Flynn wanted her hair, but he didn't. Rapunzel showed Flynn in a painting she had made of lights and asked him to take her to see them. Flynn agreed. In the way, Flynn and Rapunzel stopped in the pub. It was filled with scary-looking men, but they didn't want to steal Rapunzel's hair either. They were friendly. Maximus and some royal guards found Flynn. One of the scary-looking men helped Flynn and Rapunzel escape. They ran until they got trapped in a water-filled cave. Rapunzel's magical glowing hair helps them find a way out. But Maximus found Flynn again. The horse wanted to take Flynn to jail, but Rapunzel told Maximus to take her. Maximus, it was her birthday, and she asked him to let Flynn take her to see the sparkling lights. Maximus agreed. Rapunzel's wish was about to come true. Flynn and Rapunzel had a wonderful day. A little boy gave Rapunzel a small kingdom flag. The kingdom was celebrating the birthday of the lost princess. The lost princess has the same birthday as Rapunzel. Rapunzel saw a picture of the king and queen holding their baby princess. The queen and princess had green eyes just like Rapunzel. Suddenly, Rapunzel was swept up in the dance. It was the most fun she had ever had so far. That night, the people of the kingdom lit lantern. At last, Rapunzel's wish came true. Overjoyed, she saw the sparkling lights fill the sky. She loved the world outside the tower. She loved Flynn, and he loved her too. On shore, Flynn left Rapunzel and did not return. Rapunzel was heartbroken. She did not know that Flynn had been tricked by an evil Mother Gothel. He had been captured and put to jail. Mother Gothel found Rapunzel and took her back to the tower. Back in her room, Rapunzel realized that she had been painted the kingdom's emblem in the golden sun on her wall her entire life. Rapunzel remembered in the picture of the lost princess and the queen. Now, Rapunzel knew why they all looked alike. Mother Gothel was the only one who wanted to steal Rapunzel's magical hair. She had lied to Rapunzel about everything. "Mother, I am the lost princess," Rapunzel said. Meanwhile, Flynn escaped and arrived at the tower. Meanwhile, Flynn had escaped and arrived at the tower to rescue Rapunzel. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," he called. But Mother Gothel wouldn't let Rapunzel go. Mother Gothel hurt Flynn so badly he could never take Rapunzel from her. Flynn still with a way to save Rapunzel. He cut her hair. Without Rapunzel's magical hair, Mother Gothel withered away. Rapunzel was finally free of the evil woman. But without her long hair, Rapunzel had no more magic to save Flynn. He closed his eyes for the last time. Rapunzel cried. A single golden tear fell on Flynn's cheek, and it contained the last bit of magic. It lived inside Rapunzel. Flynn's eyes opened. He was all right. Rapunzel went into her real parents, the king and queen. After 18 years of waiting, they took one look at the green-eyed girl and knew she was their daughter. Rapunzel had come home at last. Rapunzel loved her new life. She loved the world outside the tower. She loved her new friends, and then, at last, she knew where she belonged, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. 101 Dalmatians. Frongo, Perdita, and their 15 puppies lived in a cozy little house in London. Their humans lived there too. Roger, who was tall, thin, who played the piano, and Anita, who laughed a lot. They all got along splendidly, and they were very happy. Then, one day, the doorbell rang, and in came Cruella de Vil, Anita's old friend from school. "I am so glad the pups have finally got to their spots," Cruella said, stroking their soft fur. "Pay for the man. Pay for the puppy?" Yes, Anita. Couldn't part with it. You see, Anita. Said Cruella. "It's possible. We keep 15 puppies. We are not selling them, Selling them," said Roger, "and that's final." Furious, Cruella stamped out of the house. One frosty night, a few weeks later, Pongo and Perdita went out for a walk. with Roger and Anita. The puppies were at home, asleep in their basket. Suddenly, two men burst into the house to put all the puppies in the bag and then they carried the bag out into their trunk and sped away. After being in the trunk what seemed like hours, 15 the 15 puppies found themselves in a room filled with many other Dalmatian puppies. On a couch in front of him, in front of a television set, were the two nasty men who had kidnapped them. The other Dalmatians told them that the men worked for Cruella, who bought the puppies from the pet store. Back home, Punk and Perdita were horrified to find their puppies missing. "It's that evil Cruella de Vil," Perdita said, sobbing. He stole our puppies. Oh, Pongo, do you think we'll ever find them? "I have a plan, Pongo," said Pongo. Let's try the Twilight Bark. The Twilight Bark was a system of long ears, short barks used by dogs to pass along news. The next evening, Pongo and Perdita went on another walk with Roger and Anita, while the Dalmatians they barked long and loud. They wanted all the dogs in London to be on the lookout for their puppies. Pongo waited for someone to answer his barks. It was very cold night, and most dogs were inside. Then Perdita added her bark to Pongo's, and at last they heard the reply. "Message received. Most sorry about your puppies. Will do all I can to help spread the word." How on a great day. That night, the Twilight Bark even reached a quiet farm where an old sheepdog known as the Colonel lay sleeping. Alert, sir," shouted Sergeant James. "It's a cat who lives on the farm. Little man sent him from London." The Colonel lifted the shaggy ear and to listen to the faint message. 15 puppies have been stolen," he cried. "I heard puppies barking at the old developed mansion." Said Timms. "You don't suppose the Colonel barked the message and back to London? Then he told Timms, 'We should investigate right away.' They headed straight for the gloomy developed mansion." Timms held on tight as until the Colonel's back as he rushed through the snow. Once they arrived, Timms climbed up onto the Colonel's shoulders and peeked through the open window. "Good night," said the Count. And he saw all the puppies. "There are a whole lot of. I'm looking for 15 puppies who were stolen by London. Alistair cried Lucky, one of the puppies. And so are my brothers and sisters. The man who heard the noise and went to investigate. Tims and the colonel ran away, but not before promising to get help. The next morning, Cruella arrived in her car. "It's got to be done today," she cried. "But you couldn't get it done. And it does go. It's out of a whole cock and boodle," one of her men protested one of her men, pointing to the puppies. And I'll have to sandal half a dozen, Cruella. Just do it." She danced out and roared off in her car. Cersei, Jims, and Cole had returned just in time. And Cruella gave the order. "You kids had better get out of here, or before they make a cold out of you," Tims whispered. But then he shoved one of the puppies toward the hole in the wall. "It's too small," protested the puppy. "Squeeze over there," ordered Tim. So the puppy got through. One by one, the other puppies followed. Suddenly, two thugs realized that the puppies were escaping. The chase was on. Tims and the puppies scooted through the dark hall. In the dark halls of the mansion, but soon they found themselves trapped at a dead end. The thugs raised their clubs to strike. At that moment, Pongo and Perdita crashed through that window with a blank. It's freezing in the air. It's in freezing air. And the angry Dalmatian parrot is flying with the astonishment as all the puppies scampered to safety. Once the dogs were safely out inside, they thanked the colonel and the Tims and said goodbye. Then they hurried toward London. Pongo and Perdita led the way, their 15 puppies and all the other Dalmatians pups right behind them. When they reached the frozen stream, they carefully crossed the slippery surface so they wouldn't leave paw prints. Then they resumed the race home. All on the route, the Dalmatians were helped by other dogs. A black Labrador Retriever arranged for them to ride into London in a moving van. The Dalmatians waiting in the shed while the van was being fixed. Suddenly, Cruella's big car pulled out outside. And somehow she had followed their tracks. "Oh, Pongo," said Perdita, "how will we get into the van?" Pongo noticed lots of air. Inches in the fireplace. If they all rolled into the sun, they would just look like black Labradors. The van ran. When the van was ready, the dogs marched outside, one after another. Soon covered all the puppies. Uncovered puppies were lifted into the van. Before Pongo could hence to pick up the last one, a plump of snow fell off from the shed and onto the puppy. Pongo snatched up the pup, but the snow had won. Saw the sun. It's the way the sun from the car Cruella could see. Fern, plant spots. They're escaping, she shouted, and as the van moved away, faster and faster went the van. But Cruella's car grew closer and closer. She was screaming in anger. Then she began to yell in fear. Her car skidded on the icy road. Cruella tried to stop, but her car spun around and slid into a ditch. The last of the Dalmatians saw Cruella. She was standing beside her wrecked car, having a nasty temper tantrum. When the van reached the cozy little house in London, Roger and Anita were overjoyed. And when they could enter the docks, they discovered they now had 101 Dalmatians. We'll have to buy a big house in the country, said Roger. We'll have a Dalmatian plantation. And they did exactly that. Pongo, Perdita, all the spotted puppies lived happily ever after. The end.